ladies, and welcome back to my channel. Today, we're going to talk about how to make a man obsessed with you. I'm in no way saying that you should use any of these tactics, okay? I'm telling you right now that if you're using these on the wrong person or you're not using these properly, you can cause the other person to have a very unhealthy obsession, and it could even turn into a stalker, and that is not something you want, right? That is very unhealthy and quite scary. So instead of actually using these, I would suggest learn about them and make sure that the other person isn't using these on you. Because honestly, these examples that I'm going to give you will cause a love hate relationship. And love hate relationships are the ones that are the most addicting, okay? Those are the ones that people have found the hardest to leave, the hardest to forget. So take this very lightly and just make sure that it's not used against you. So, the first one, and I hope that this is obvious, it's creating space. You should only be fun when you're with him in person. I mean, at least with my experience, it depends on who you're dealing with and who the person is. Some guys, you just need to do phone calls and you're getting what you want out of him. But most guys, they spend 1 year with them in person. So, what I do is when they try to text or call, I take longer to answer, like hours. But when I do answer, for example, if he sent me a text and I'll send him a voice note and I will make that voice note sound like I'm so excited to see that he messaged me, and I'll make myself sound so feminine. Same thing with phone calls. Really answer them, take hours, sometimes even the next day. But I look super excited when he texts me and I don't reply back all day. He'll think maybe she doesn't want me anymore, and then when I do answer, he has to think like, okay, she's super excited. Maybe she still wants me. And then the only time I'm fun is when we're in person. When we're in person, whole of my concentration is on him. He will not see me on the phone. He will not see me get distracted about anything else. Whatever he's trying to impress me with, I will act impressed and I will continue the conversation with through that. Whatever we're talking about, I will continue asking questions about it, because the more he talks about himself, the more chemistry he thinks we two have. So really, this is, in my opinion, is the best, because if he sees that when you're with him in person, your only concentration is on him, he's going to think maybe when she's not answering my calls or texts, maybe she's out there with another man. And it also gives you a little bit of hint of mysterious, because it's not very common that women do it. But yeah, it's very good for him to think you're mysterious, busy, and that you might be out with another man, because it will definitely come up in the competition. And I don't know, this one always worked for me, always. And it makes it so much easier to have a roster when you do this too, because I see other women out there teaching women like, yeah, this is how you need to be texting him, and you need to do the phone calls, and you should be answering often. And I'm like, why? Like, how are you supposed to keep up with the roster if you're going to be talking to him 24/7? It just doesn't work, right? It's better to give him the idea that you're barely on the phone. It makes life so much easier, and it makes dating other men so much easier. You're not going to be able to keep up with the calling all these men and texting all these men, right? Men do this for women. I've seen it, but I can't. I'm telling you right now, if you can, you're amazing and you're some kind of superwoman, but I can't. I can barely remember the stories that most of these men gave me. So it's very hard, and that's what I did to make it easier for myself. Honestly, if you barely text him and you barely call him, and he finally sees your name pop up on his phone, I'm telling you, he's going to be so excited to see that name on his phone. His heart is going to start pumping. I'm serious, and that is how it's supposed to be. Another reason why this works is because men don't fall in love with who you are. They fall in love with who they think you are. Basically, the fantasy that they have of you. The more space you give him, the more mystery to you, which means the more fantasy he can have of you in his head. Now, this is just my opinion, but I don't suggest using this on a man who is all good and holy. And you see that is very, consistent. Like maybe he's the type of guy that you really see as the father of your children or you'll marry in the future. Like if you really want something serious with him and he's being good with you, he's being consistent, he's doing everything good. There is no reason for you to play these games because it will only turn toxic. I advise you to just use these on men that you don't care about, that you don't see for the long run, and that you're just using them for their money. You get what I mean? Because if you're using this on a guy that actually is serious about you and is consistent and isn't playing games with you, and when they're not playing games, right? You can feel it. And you do feel very comfortable in being with him, in a relationship with him. And I don't mean relationship as in a relationship, like even if you're dating, you feel comfort. You feel that comfort. There's no reason for you to use these because it will only turn toxic. In my opinion, the man that you should marry is the simp. Obviously, if you want the alpha male or you want the whatever male, go for it. I don't care. But in my opinion, the simps are the best ones. I don't even consider them simps, but that's what other men want to consider them. The simp is the one that's going to make your life so much easier. In my opinion, there's nothing better than married to a guy who's like a simp. Because not only is your life gonna be so much easier, I just don't understand that really. I think the good boring guy that you know every move, that you just don't need to be playing these games with, like, right? Why please play these games? Just make your life easier. You can honestly be just real with the simp guy and you can continue on normally and you can grow and have a good healthy relationship and healthy children. And if you're going to be using these games, I'm telling you right now, whatever you two will have is going to be toxic, and your future, the children, everything is going to be toxic. It's not worth it. It's not worth dealing with that. I'm just saying, like, these tactics are amazing. Yes, they work, and you should know when to use them. Now, obviously, I don't know, maybe you have a good guy, but at times he's, getting a little comfortable or whatever. Not everyone's perfect, right? He's getting a little comfortable, then maybe you can use that to some degree, but you should know how to use them and when to use them. Because I swear, as soon as someone hear some kind of advice on, for example, that I just mentioned, giving space, they take it to the extreme, and as soon as they talk to a person, they make them like them, and then they give like the space and they just go completely toxic, and then they wonder why they're getting paid. You need to know when to use them and how to use them. You need to know who you're using them on and when it's actually worth using these things. Because honestly, in my opinion, if a person is good and holy, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Honestly, I'm telling you, there's not that many great guys out there. So I'm just saying, please don't use these on men that are really good and then just turn them into something that they shouldn't be, right? Another advice is basically not saying no. And what I mean by that is making men think that there's always a chance with you. Okay, unless you're completely done with him, if you want him to kind of stick around, you gotta make him think that he has a chance. Most of them believe, okay, she said no, there's no chance. I'm just going to leave. Unless he's crazy that he might stay. But most guys, if you tell them no, or I don't want to make this work now, I don't want to sleep with you, I don't want to know you, and you don't have a chance with me, he's gonna think, that there's no way I'm going to get a chance. I'm just going to move on. It's better to keep him stringing along, and by making him think there's a chance. For example, I don't know, maybe he did something that you pretend to care, you hurt, and then you make him think that maybe he can do something to get you back. Like let's say he wants to sleep with you. Instead of saying no, You say, I'm very tempted. I'm just not ready, but I really want to. You know what I mean? It will get him to continue and try to, figure out how to impress you and how to get it from you. Or like instead of saying no, you don't have a chance with me, you can say, I like you and I'm attracted, but like I don't know. You know what I mean? You know? I don't know. I need more time. Like you make him just think, okay, there's a chance, there's a chance, there's a chance. If you just say no, he's going to back off. Most of them at least do if he's normal. But if you make him think, I don't know, he'll continue trying to get you. Another advice is that if you like him more than he likes you, and here you are trying so hard to play these games, trying so hard to keep it up, and trying to make him obsessed, and the next thing you know is that tables turn and you're even more obsessed with him, and you never want to put yourself in that position. In my opinion, if you're in a situation where you like him more than he likes you, or you're just not sure where you stand, take my advice, just cut him off. To be with a guy who you like more than he likes you is a very dangerous game, and you will watch. You just sit back and watch how it's going to mess up your life. I'm telling you, the guy always has to like you more. You know when a guy likes you more. If you're not in that situation, you can't use these games on him and then think that he's going to like you more. It's actually gonna turn toxic, and mostly huge chances are that you're just going to turn tables and you're going to get even more obsessed with him. I'm going to be honest with you. You don't want to be in a position where he doesn't like you as much as you like him. Let's say he doesn't like you more than you like him. Again, remove yourself. Continue with your roster, keep yourself busy with other men, and keep yourself busy with your goals. Hopefully, if he comes back, and it would be enough for you to get turned off by him, then you can take him back. But if he's coming back, get you excited and everything, you have to cut him off. I'm telling you, future wise, it never works out when the girl likes a guy more than he likes her. You're gonna get played, you're gonna get used, he's just going to get comfortable, you know? A guy knows when he likes you more than you like him. A guy needs to think that he likes you way more than you like him. There is nothing like equal love, I don't care, but you need to feel it inside of you that yes, he likes me more. But like if you don't know, or you know that it's not like that, my best advice is that just cut him off. Okay, ladies, I think I'm just going to end the video now before it gets way too long. If enough people want the second part, I'll do it. I have way too many examples, way too many things that I could say. I just don't want this video to get too long. So, yeah, honestly, just remember, no matter whatever men say, men only want love if it's torture. That's just the reality. Toxicity is addicting. This is why these things work. Again, I'm suggesting when to use them and how to use them properly and on the right person. But yeah, anyways, thank you all for listening. And if there is anything that I can do to, make the videos better, any topics you wish I would talk about, just let me know in the comments. And yeah, love you all.